Varsity game in Indiana over the weekend, and it's just crap. Like, I can't even see anything. Her angle's not as good as yours, but still, it's just like all pixelated.
Uh,
I feel like yours looks good.
Go with Cam. Chris Cam will go.
Well, welcome to tonight's soccer game where we've got Ann Arbor Skyline versus Ypsilanti Lincoln. We're here at Rail Splitter Nation on the gray field of Ypsilanti Lincoln Rail Splitters. It's a beautiful complex here, almost collegiate. They've got a athletic center behind us that's indoor feet training. It's fantastic, and we'll set the lineups for you here. Rail Splitters in the home blue, if you know your PMS colors, that's process blue, it looks like, with white numbers. Going to be moving from right to left, Skyline in the away whites with the Skyline blue numbers. Moving from left to right. We'll set the lineup for you. We've got, looks like, Recinto in goal. They're going to start in their 3-2-3-2. Leclue looks like he's starting in the backfield today. Botford Rhodes is out. Had Zahn on the ball. Zahn moves it up to Minnick. Unsworth was calling for the Minnick to leave it. Minnick took it, and that's to Alderman. Alderman over to Andrade. So the back line is Alpern, Zahn, and starting for Botford Rhodes, Owen Leclue. This is over to Leclue. You've got Unsworth, Flick, and Alderman in the mids. Studel and Minnick up top to finish in the final thirds. And on the wings, Trampler. Good to see Trampler back, and Andrade. So the wings are Andrade and Trampler. That's offsides by about 8 yards and no call. Got a three-man crew tonight. Got Charlie Lacey dressed tonight. That's a good sign. We'll say hello to the Unsworth if they're watching in Hawaii, and all those around the world who join us tonight. It's going to be Zahn to Alderman. Alderman has Alpern on the wing if he wants. Sends it to Alpern behind Alpern. Alpern settles. Alpern doesn't challenge. Goes back to Alderman. Alderman has Leclue and switches the field. Leclue takes a space. Finds Unsworth. Unsworth finds Trampler on the wing. Unsworth. Wow. Well, ref is much closer to that than I am, but that looked in. Playing the light blue lines here on the gray Rail Splitter gray field. It's a beautiful complex. Check the Lincoln roster. Lincoln doesn't have a goalie on the roster. So it looks like they've got one of their out players in net wearing a pinafore, a red pinafore. They also only have one forward listed, number 10. Number 1. Number 1 is the listed forward, and I don't see him out there. So again, we're going to set, it looks like Edison in goal. Alpern, Zahn, and Leclue in for Bocce Rhodes on the back line. Andrade and Trampler on the wings. Unsworth, Alderman, and Flick in the mids. Studel and Minnick to finish in the final thirds. It's going to be Alpern on the throw-in, sends it back to Zahn. Zahn has Leclue. Leclue switches the field, has Trampler if he sees him. Takes his space, sends it back to Alderman in the middle. Alderman has Andrade calling for the ball and just doesn't send it. Sends it to Unsworth, and that's unforced error. Back to the middle of the field. Leclue plays back to Edison. Edison settles and has Alpern. Alpern's going to be under pressure. Alpern finds Andrade. Andrade was like open by 30 yards, and Alderman just missed the feed. Just didn't pick up his head, send it. Had Alderman for a wide breakaway. So Alpern wearing the headband again. For those of you Red Wing fans that are old enough, looks a lot like Henry Boucher, that great Minnesota high school player who played for the Wings. And Zahn steps up, forces a turnover, and Studel's away. And that's one. That's Studel. I'll try and pick up the assist. I'm going to think it came from Alderman. I'm going to call that Studel from Alderman, 10 from 1 at 35-51. It's 1-0. Game earlier this year played at Skyline, ended in a 7-1 Skyline victory. Flick puts him under pressure. Alpern just checks his man. Andrade settles, finds Zahn. Zahn has Alpern. Alpern serves. Oh, what a beautiful ball to Minnick. And earns a throw-in. And they're going to bring Alpern over on this throw. This is a Skyline weapon here. He's got Trampler at the back of the box if he can get it there. Alpern just sends it short to Flick. They tried this play over and over again against Celine, and Flick missed it. This Trampler on the back of the box. Nice save by the goalie, and that's buried on the rebound by Flick. So that's going to be Flick from Trampler, 9 from 7. 9 from 7 at 34-37. We understand that the Pioneer and Celine game has not started yet. It's a game we're going to watch the score on. I'll try and keep you informed of the score right now. That's for an SEC Red Championship and a place at the top of the table for Skyline, depending on the score of that Pioneer-Celine game. This is going to be Studel. Studel takes that pass from Unsworth. Oh, was looking for Flick. Flick turns it over. That was a little bit behind him. And Alderman checks that run back to Lincoln. Lincoln serves it right up to Unsworth. Stolen by Unsworth, and now Flick controls at the 20. Sends it on the wing to Andrade. Andrade has service. Finds Alderman. Alderman moves to his left foot and sends this one over the crossbar for a 30-yard field goal. 3 points in football, nothing in soccer. So we've got a goal kick for Ypsilanti at 33-30. We're going to see where this one lands. So out to the 33, won by Flick. We're going to see if that's all that's going to travel. Skyline's going to start packing in. This is again Alpern. Let's see if Alpern goes for the short throw to Flick. So Alderman flicks, serves behind Andrade. Andrade has to check up, serves to Alpern. Alpern goes back to Andrade, and they reset. Looking for some shape. This is Studel in the middle. Studel switches the field to Leclue. Leclue on the 40. Leclue sends it short and flat, intercepted by Lincoln, stolen by Zahn. Zahn sends it back to Alderman. Alderman to Leclue. Leclue's got Trampler on the wing. This is going to go back to Leclue. Leclue can switch, and does to Alpern. Alpern controls, takes his space on his left foot, has Andrade. Andrade has Studel. Studel looks to break down the back line of Lincoln, serves back to Andrade. Andrade serves in to Flick. Flick spills the ball. Has Unsworth. Unsworth moves. Man, Unsworth had Trampler. Ball does get to Trampler, but not from Unsworth. This is going to be settled down and goes to Leclue. Leclue misses Andrade completely. Alpern's going to step up. Alpern saw Unsworth, sends it short, and this is going to go back to Andrade. Andrade sends it back to Alderman. Alderman switches fields to Trampler. This may be short. Trampler comes in nicely to save it. Leclue back to Alpern. Skyline's shape is gone as Alpern's now in the mid with Zahn on the wing. That goes back to Unsworth to Alderman. Alderman picks it up and finds Trampler on the wing. Trampler to Leclue. Leclue to Flick. Flick to Trampler. Trampler holds up. Back to Leclue. Leclue switches to Zahn. Zahn's on the wing. Alpern's in the center. And Alpern, this is just spilled out of bounds. Alpern checks the run. Morgan is unhappy with the back line and letting them know it. So Lincoln here has possession across midfield for the first time. And let's see how Skyline checks them. Throw-in goes right to Unsworth. Unsworth takes it, and Andrade sends Studel away. We've got subs coming in. We're going to see what Morgan wanted with who's taken out here. So Studel's away again. Studel checks. Has Alderman to Leclue. Leclue's got, not exactly sure where Leclue is going with that. Leclue sends it to what would be the back post, but it's maybe 10 yards out. That's a nice punt away from the Lincoln goalie. And Lincoln takes possession and unforced error out of bounds. So, who's in today? So they've taken Unsworth out. Morgan is talking to Unsworth a bit. So, wanted to check him. This is Leclue. Again, Botsford Road's out today. Alderman goes to Alpern on the switch. Alpern sends it too long for Andrade. So that's Charlie Lacey, and we've got a Charlie Lacey sighting. That's wonderful that we get Lacey back. Lacey had a concussion, was in concussion protocol for quite some time. So Unsworth is out, Lacey's in. And we've got Lacey, Flick on the ball right now, and Alderman at the mids. Still have Andrade and Trampler on the wings. Alpern's on, and Leclue on the back line. Studel and Minnick to finish in the final third at the front runners up top. This is stolen by Lincoln, and they're going to bring Alpern over on the throw-in. And we've got Thomas Racinto coming in for Bailey Edison. So Racinto is now the goalie at 28 minutes. Alpern here on the throw-in. That's a beautiful throw. That's to the center of the box. Skyline gets a head on it, saved by Lincoln. Nicely done. His last punt was quite impressive. So we're gonna see this is left-footed and sends it to the 44. Nicely done. Won by Lincoln. Let's see if Lincoln can get some possession across midfield. We're 27 minutes. Racinto in net. And Lacey steps up. And stolen by Andrade. Stolen back by Lincoln, and this is going to be a Skyline throw-in. So Skyline checks Lincoln's possession. Alpern on the throw, has on. And Alpern throws short for him. Intercepted by Lincoln. Alderman back to Alpern. Alpern across the field to Leclue. Leclue has Trampler. Trampler settles back to Leclue. Not a great pass, but ends up on Andrade's foot. Andrade back to Leclue, and we've well, welcome back. We dropped our feed here. Skyline had possession, but didn't get a shot. We're at 24-25, so you missed about a minute to a minute and a half. And we got Menungo coming in for Minnick. And Menungo gonna take a forward position with Studel. Got Racinto in net, Alpern's on, and Leclue in for Botchard Rhodes on the back line. Trampler and Andrade on the wings. Alderman, Lacey, and Flick at the mids, and now Menungo and Studel up top to be dangerous in the final third. This is Trampler back to Leclue. Skyline has had 90% possession, maybe 95% possession. Lincoln has had a couple of touches across midfield. Not been particularly dangerous. This is going to be a chip from Alderman to Trampler. Trampler puts it in the box and sends it over through the uprights again. No points in soccer. And we're gonna have a goal kick for Lincoln. The last goal kick fell at the 30. His punts have been great, so we're gonna see if that was just a miss kick. Left foot coming up, and Skyline setting up at the 35. And this one is much better to the 40. Lacey takes it. Flick battles back. That's off the referee. So we're going to give a free kick here to Lincoln, indirect. And it's played. This is Menungo on the ball. Oh, Andrade, you could hear Andrade calling for Menungo to send him the ball. Alpern heads this one away, can't find it. Alpern to Andrade, Andrade traps, sends it to Menungo. Menungo turns, sends it back to Alderman, and this is gonna be Zahn. Zahn has Leclue, Zahn checks, takes his space, sends Flick, Flick sends back to Alpern. Alpern has Alderman, nicely done by Alderman to take Zahn's space. That's a good cover by Alderman. This is gonna be to Alpern. Zahn is now back, Alderman moves up, Alpern finds Menungo 30 yards away, nicely done. This time he finds Andrade. Andrade moves in, sets up, puts the shot on. Oh, Trampler's right there, and Trampler's offsides. 2-0 at 21:40. And it's going to be played short. Nicely done by Lincoln as Skyline had pulled back. Stolen by Leclue. This is Menungo. Menungo turns. Nice pass to Flick. Flick sends, has Studel, and saved. Studel puts it right on frame. Saved by the goalie. He's going to punt this one out. Again, don't know who's in goal for Lincoln tonight. They don't have a goalie listed on the roster. Maybe a normal goalie, but looks like he's just wearing a pinafore in goal tonight. This is going to be Alderman. Alderman back to Zahn as Skyline looks for shape. This is to Alpern. Alpern sends Andrade. Oh, what a nice ball. Let's see if Andrade can run this one down. It's still in play. That's a beautiful through ball by Alpern. A little bit of pace, maybe a bit too strong as Andrade had trouble tracking that down. Did keep it in play. And stolen by Leclue. Stepped up, stolen by Lacey. Lacey to Studel. Studel sends Lacey. Nicely done by Lincoln to send this one away. Goalie spills it on the clearing attempt. Stolen by Studel. Stepped up by Trampler. Trampler out of bounds. Yeah. So we got a throw-in for Lincoln. That was a nice throw-in, however, stolen by Flick. Flick is looking for Andrade. Andrade has got it. Alpern on the overlay if he sends it. Nope. Sends Menungo. Menungo has Alpern on the overlay if he wants. Oh, sends it way behind Alpern. Alpern's going to have to check this and send it back to Andrade. Andrade's going to return it to Zahn as they go negative and switch the field to Leclue. It's nicely done by Skyline to get some shape after the bad feed. This is Leclue. Leclue's got Trampler. Back to Leclue. They can switch again if they want, and they're going to send it back to Zahn to set up. This is going to put Alpern under pressure. Man, that was dangerous. And Alpern is down. So Trampler is out, Alpern is out, Conan Mickey is in. Alpern looks like he's going to be okay. That was just really, really dangerous. We'll let you know who's in for Alpern. It's really hard to pick up those numbers right now. So that's Mickey. Mickey in on the wing for Trampler. This is Alderman. Flick to Menungo. Menungo checks. Stolen. This is Lacey. Lacey to Leclue. Leclue can take that shot and looks to serve in. This is Lacey down to Flick. Flick to Menungo. No one wants to shoot. And this is Andrew Eliason who's in for Alpern. Eliason in for Alpern. This is Zahn. Eliason covers for Zahn nicely. Zahn. Now Skyline's shape is a bit off as we've got something. Clock is still running at 17:45. Well, Alpern is up and walking around, so I think he's okay. Although he will be sore. That was a heavy, heavy foul. Possible card. No card given. It wasn't intentional, it was just sloppy. Very, very late check on the Lincoln forward. It's just dangerous play overall. You need to be a little bit more aware of your surroundings and keep people from being seriously hurt. McClue down, sends Lacey to Alderman back to Zahn. Zahn finds Eliason in for Alper. So we've got Racinto in goal, Eliason, Zahn, and LeClue in. Botsford Road's out with a lower body injury today. Wings are Andrade and Mickey. Mids are Alderman on the ball now, Lacey and Flick, Menungo and Studel up top. And this is Alderman back to Eliason. Eliason is going to serve back to Racinto. Racinto has LeClue. I'd say at this point, Skyline's possession is at 95%, and Lincoln has not had possession over midfield. This is Eliason to Flick, back to Eliason goes back to Zahn. Zahn takes a beautiful feed. That's going to go right to Mickey. Mickey's going to chase this one down and send it across the far post and away. Beautiful service by Zahn. That's a 60-yard service right to the foot of Mickey. Mickey takes control, takes 2 steps, and sends it across the face and out past the far crossbar, past the far post. Left-footed goalie serve out. He's done this really well. And this one again falls at the 40. Skyline has packed it in now. Zahn spills. Now Zahn is out of shape. Let's see who's covering. Eliason, LeClue, and Mickey are back. Who's covered for Zahn? Zahn is now back, got his space. Menungo has Studel. Nicely chipped pass. Studel has it. Can find Flick. Flick has Andrade. Flick has Alderman and sends it across the face of the goal and out over the end line. 14:45. So we got a left-footed goal kick coming out. These have been falling at the 40, and that's exactly where Alderman is standing. Alderman has moved back to the 45. This one looks to be building from the back and just serves it right out of bounds. So Skyline's going to take control. That was an unforced error. Wait, we've got a sub coming in for Flick. This looks like it is Minnick. So Minnick has now moved from forward to the bench and from the bench to midfield. The mids are now Minnick, Alderman, and Lacey. Menungo and Studel up top. This is LeClue. LeClue has Mickey. Mickey to Lacey. Lacey spills it and out. Lacey takes control again. They're going to call advantage. No, they're going to call that on a foul. Looked like Skyline had a bit of advantage that didn't appear, so they're going to call this one down. Beautiful night here. Probably in the mid to low 60s, mid 60s. Alderman, Lacey, and Mickey over the ball. It's a 3-man wall for Lincoln. Gonna see what they do here. They've talked about it. It's gonna be Lacey. Lacey chips it in, far post, headed away by Lincoln. And a foul on Eliason. So a left-footed kick. This one's probably going to drop at the 40. Comes out at the 42. This is Andrade back to Eliason. Eliason has Zahn. Zahn has LeClue. LeClue. LeClue serves Mickey. Mickey saves it. Mickey comes down. Mickey had an outlet but didn't take it and now turned it over. And this is the first time that Lincoln's have been dangerous. Broken up nicely by Andrew Eliason. So we have the Skyline, we've got the Celine Pioneer score 0-0 halfway through the first. 0-0 halfway through the first, Pioneer and Celine. So we've got Felix Benke in for Conan Mickey, and Bauer and Lucella up top for Stoodle and looks like Flick. I will set this for you as soon as I can. Andrade is still in on the wing, and Lincoln's just gonna push this one out of bounds and look for men behind the ball and get some defensive shape. So Recinto in goal. Eliason, Zahn, and Leclue on the back line. It looks like Skifsted and Benke are now the wings. Alderman, Minnick with the ball. And Stoodle moves back from the front line to mid. And that is the first dangerous play at 10:30 from Lincoln with control, beats Eliason down the wing, out of bounds by Zahn. Skyline gets men behind the ball. You've got Bauer and Lucella up top as the forwards to finish in the final third. Lincoln looks to play it in and stolen immediately by Lucella, who has got Bauer. This is offsides. Yep. Yeah, Bauer was a little impatient and took those steps. Lincoln wasn't really checking for offsides. Bauer was just putting himself offsides, but it was a very nice play. And they're gonna move Lincoln up to the offsides marker, which is about 39. So, I will let you know here that, oh, what a beautiful ball. Threw out a beautiful through ball by Lincoln. Lincoln looks dangerous. Benke nicely done off the wing as Leclue had been tucked inside. Benke covers and pushes this one out of bounds. Skyline gets defensive pressure in shape. This is a throw-in step up by Leclue. Zahn. That's 2 times in the last minute that Lincoln has had possession deep in Skyline territory and thrown it right to Skyline, where Skyline's been able to clear. So I'll let you know we've got Reuters feeding us the score from AP. Reuters has got Fran Carlson on staff today to feed scores from the Pioneer Celine game. Nicely done by Leclue to step up and break up a dangerous play by Lincoln. We've got 8:36, so we've got the International Wire working for us. ADA Carlson on the scores for us from the Pioneer Celine game. And Alderman spilled. Alderman taken down, no call. Bauer's off. Bauer's got to take this one in the box hard, does not. Sends it to Stoodles without much pace, and Stoodles immediately checked. Bauer needed to run that one straight in the box, pull the goalie out, and then send it back to Stoodle. So Lincoln is away. Benke looks to serve. This is Zahn being chased by Cameron Dorsey, I believe. This is number 1. This is the only forward listed on the Lincoln roster. And that's going to be still in. And now finally out of bounds with a throw in for Lincoln at 7:30. It's a throw in for Lincoln. Pressure by Benke forces a turnover. This is Alderman to Elias, and Eliason's going to track this one down. Eliason to Alderman. Alderman takes a space, finds Minnick. Minnick settles, to Stoodle. Stoodle's now looks like he's the holding midfielder, playing the 6, maybe. And Stoodle comes back to find Eliason. Eliason takes his space, has Minnick. Minnick looks to break down the flat, and that's offsides. So Skifstead is offsides. I'm gonna think it's Skifstead. I'm going by the shoes. I can't read that number. It's on the far sideline. I'm an old man, and not a lot of contrast. So Lincoln on the ball. Eliason steps up, forces a turnover. There's a foul on Lincoln. Minnick is fouled with numbers in the back. That call wasn't there for Minnick last time at Celine. Minnick had 8 or 9 times just getting drilled through the numbers. And all Stoodle laid on the had Benke. Benke was calling for it on the wing and didn't get it. Benke had a nice run that Stoodle didn't see. Alderman checks up to Minnick. Minnick has Leclue, finds Leclue, has Bauer. Bauer turns. Again, Bauer sends a pass without enough pace, looking for Benke, and that's intercepted. This is Lincoln. Lincoln has possession. Looks go negative. This is going to be Skifstead pressuring and forces a turnover. Lucella and Minnick is away. Minnick holds up. Minnick to Alderman. Alderman has Benke if he sees him. Sees him. Nicely done by Alderman. Serves a nice ball to Benke. Benke takes a poor angle and lets this one run out of bounds. This is going to be a throw-in for Lincoln. Pressured by Benke nicely, forces a turnover, and this is going to be a Skyline throw-in. Stoodle's coming out for Unsworth. So the mids are now Alderman, Unsworth, and Minnick with Bauer and Lucella up top. That's a throw into Unsworth. Unsworth with a heavy touch sends it out of bounds, with Eliason, Zahn, and Leclue on the back line. Benke and Skifstead on the wings. Recinto in goal. 4:14 left in the first half. Oh, Benke with just a shove in the numbers. That's an easy call. About 3 yards away from the ref. And Lincoln is away. Let's see. And that's going to be Recinto. Recinto on it. See if Recinto punts or builds from the back. He builds from the back nicely. Nicely done by Thomas Recinto, who finds Holden Zahn. Zahn takes his space, comes up, has Leclue. He's going to serve long to Bauer. Nicely done by Lincoln. And this is going to be out of bounds. Bauer's got to be careful about touching that ball before it gets completely out of bounds. Leclue on the throw. Nicely done by Leclue. This is going to be Benke away. Benke overruns the ball. Alderman steps up. Benke controls. Benke has Alderman, and this is going to be a throw-in for Lincoln. Got 3 minutes left. 2-0 Skyline. Skyline scored 2 goals early in the first 4 minutes, and then it's kind of been bogged down a bit. Lincoln done a nice job defensively, and Skyline not being that aggressive. Alderman here. And some nice saves by the Lincoln goalie. This is turned over. Let's see. Alderman has Benke. Alderman decides not to use Benke, goes back to his left. Alderman sets up and finds Leclue. Leclue to Minnick. Minnick to Benke, back to Minnick. Minnick is in the box, sends away behind Skifstead, stolen by Lincoln. This is Alderman. Alderman to Alderman. Let's see what's going on here. So let's see if Leclue steps up. Benke's got to call him off. And now it's a 3-on-1 break, 3-on-2. And Eliason, nicely done. Zahn had stepped up. His play would have been offsides if it had gone through. But Eliason controls, and that's a foul on Lincoln against Minnick. And at 1:35, Skyline's going to come over the ball. It's going to be Zahn. Zahn with the service has Eliason. Eliason has Alderman. Alderman back to Zahn. Zahn has Leclue. Zahn spills to Lincoln. Lincoln has Minnick. Minnick to Unsworth. Under a minute. This is Lucella loses the ball to Lincoln. Lincoln's going to serve this over the end line, and Skyline earns a corner. That's an unforced error at 1 minute. Unforced error at 1 minute. No sideline balls at all. So Skyline has to chase this one down. The ball went over at a minute. It's now at 45 seconds. This is Unsworth. You got Benke on the back post. Unsworth had a beautiful service for Celine for the winning goal. That's nicely done. This is Alderman. And they're going to call a goal or offsides? They're going to call a goal at 26 seconds. Have no idea who scored that. Could be Unsworth, could be Minnick. It bounced around in there. Alderman headed the ball in. It went off a defender, off the goalie, back out, spilled back in by Skyline, off the goalie, off a defender, out, and buried. And gonna think it's Unsworth, but won't know until we can check the box score later tonight. So it's 3-0 at 26 seconds. And sends a long ball to Dorsey. Nope, not. And stolen by Skifstad. This is Alderman. Alderman back to Eliason at 12 seconds. This is to Zahn. Zahn has Leclue. Leclue is at 7 seconds, goes center instead of Benke. So that was a little dangerous. Should have gone out to Benke. This is Unsworth. And where we are at the half. We're checking on the Alpern injury. I don't think he's injured. I think that he's going to be really, really sore. He's walking around. But I don't think you're going to see him back at the end in this game. It's 3-0 at halftime, and there's no reason to risk that injury. He's already playing on a broken toe. So, but we are waiting for some word on the Pioneer Celine score. That's what we're waiting on, and we'll let you know as soon as that comes in. So I think that our feed has been hacked as I'm getting a score from John Carlson on the Celine game, and I'm going to ask that to be resent in because I'm just not sure that I've got that correctly. So, John, if you could resend that score in here to the press box, we'd really appreciate it, because I want to make sure that I've got that right before I broadcast. So we did check the scores that were coming in from the Russian site that's run by John Carlson, and that was completely fake news. We understand that the real score is 0-0 with 5:30 left in the first half. 0-0 Pioneer and Celine, 5:30 left in the first half. And we again thank the Reuters feed from Fran Carlson serving us the scores here in the press box tonight. It's getting a little chilly here as well. Lights are on. There's a beautiful, beautiful complex here that Ypsi Lincoln has built. There's an athletic center behind us with an indoor track and an 80-yard field. And you've got the gray turf, the gray rail splitter gray football field in front of us that Skyline's playing on tonight, with the light blue lines as the soccer field. So we got 40 minutes on the clock for the second half. It's 3-0 Skyline. Alpern back in. So that's interesting. Back line of Leclue, Zahn, and Alpern. Recinto in goal. Trampler and Andrade on the wings. Flick, Lacey, and Alderman at the mids. And Minnick and Studel up top to be dangerous in the final third. And it looks like we've got the same Lincoln goalie, so he may be a true goalie, although he's not listed on the roster. 40 minutes, Skyline on the away whites with the blue numbers that I can't read across the field. And they're going to be moving from right to left. Lincoln on the PMS process blue uniforms. Nicely done blue. Like Blue Jay blue with the white numbers. They're going to be moving from left to right. And Leclue looks to send long, sends it a little bit short. This is going to be taken by Studel. Studel might be at the mid. Skyline shape is gone, so I don't exactly know who's playing where. This is going to be Trampler serving back to Zahn. Zahn has Alpern, serves back to Trampler. Leclue is higher than anyone else, and he started on the back line. Now Leclue swatches back. So Trampler with a very nice cover for Leclue. This is Andrade on the wing. Andrade serves Minnick. Minnick tries to get in the box, moves back to his right foot, serves all the way across to Trampler. Trampler brings it down, has Leclue. Trampler's going to send this one back in. Nicely done. To Flick. Flick needs to shoot that ball. Had the window, had the foot, pulls it back. So we just got the feedback in from ADA Carlson, and it's 0-0 Pioneer Saline at halftime. 0-0 Pioneer Saline at halftime. That's the score there. And it's 3-0 here at 38:30. Thankfully, we're not getting fake news reports in anymore. I think they needed to recount those goals. So Pioneer, let's see. It's a left-footed punt, and this is nicely done. It's got plenty of air for Lincoln to get under it. It's controlled by Lincoln out of bounds, and it's going to be a throw-in for Leclue. This is Trampler taking the throw-in. He's going to serve it back to Leclue, who serves it to Unsworth. Oh, let's see. Who got studded? Studel got studded. So you've got Unsworth, Alderman, Flick. No, Unsworth, Alderman, and Flick in the mid. Studel. It's going to be Alpern. Alpern just gets hit again. It's like, so Alpern gets fouled, like a foul magnet tonight. So center ref wanted to play advantage there. Had an inadvertent whistle, brings it back, checks the Skyline run, and Alpern was on the run. Zahn saw Alpern, served it back, didn't see the middle linebacker would have intercepted that ball, which was Alderman, because it sent it right into Alderman. Just can't send it late across the middle, that's what they say. Alderman was there to intercept that. And Andrade looks to serve Studel behind Studel. And I'm going to say that Studel's up top along with Minnick, and that Flick is in the mid along with Unsworth and Alderman. I think that's the way it is, and Studel's off. And unforced error out of bounds by the Lincoln goalie. This is going to be a throw-in for Trampler. Trampler has Minnick. Minnick brings it back, serves away. Flick spills with a heavy, heavy touch back to Lincoln defense. Lincoln defense throws it out of bounds. They're going to bring Alpern over and see if we're going to be dangerous here. So Alpern was fouled hard in the first half, He had to go out and then gets fouled here early in the second half. Here's the throw in and sends this mid-box, headed away by Lincoln. Comes in, serves it back in, off Lincoln. And this is gonna be headed to Alderman. This is how they scored their third goal, just a bounce, balls bouncing all over. And this is Leclue. Oh, Leclue has a Lincoln player run across his face, gets back into position nicely, and then steals the ball. That was Trampler, not Leclue, I'm sorry. It's Trampler who had a player, Lincoln player, run across his face, recovers nicely. Unsworth serves Leclue. Leclue is all the way up. Nice job again by Alderman to cover for Leclue and gets a nice service in, headed on net by Studel and saved by the goalie. This is Alpern. Alpern brings it down. Little push there from Lincoln. They're going to let that go. And Alderman's taken down. So a foul on Alpern, no call. Foul on Alderman, no call. Finally, another push into Alderman's back, and they get 5 on the foul. That's 3 fouls by 5, so at least he earned it. Andrade steps up, sends Alderman. Alderman. This comes back, and they're on sides. It's going to be to Zahn. Zahn has Alpern. Nicely done. Nice communication between the two of them. Alpern takes his space, serves it back to Alderman. Alderman has Leclue, switches the fields. Nicely done by Alderman. Alderman to Leclue, Leclue to Trampler. Trampler sends Studel away. And not a lot of communication. Could have been dangerous. Studel nicely pulls up so that no one gets hurt. And Studel would have been offsides, checks it. This is Trampler. Trampler to Unsworth. Unsworth to Studel. Studel looks, takes a shot, scores. So that's 10 from 6. 10 from 6. Studel from Unsworth at 33-37, and that's going to be 4.
Keep working, Lincoln. Let's go, boys.
So that's Studel from Unsworth, Studel's second goal. I think Unsworth's second assist. And at 33-37, it's 4-0.
Work, Lincoln. Energy, boys. Keep your head in the game.
Lincoln on possession and spills it. Studel has Unsworth. Unsworth tripped. No call at all. Nope, they are going to call it. They were seeing if there was going to be advantage. No advantage came. Center ref has the call at the 20. That was Unsworth who was taken down. So we're going to have Unsworth over the ball. Zahn and Unsworth are going to talk about this. Alpern stays as the safety at midfield. Leclue marks up this other forward. This is Unsworth over the ball. At 32-50. Unsworth fires it into the wall and earns a corner. Well, that was brave by the Lincoln players. One takes it right off the noggin. And they're going to play this one short. Nicely done by Skyline. We're going to let this one go. Oh, nicely blocked by Lincoln. Lincoln played that one well. And they're going to press this one out. Served back in by Unsworth. Unsworth brought down by Studel. Studel serves in. Pressed away. Punched away by the Lincoln goalie. Brought down by Trampler. Skyline looking dangerous, but not scoring here. And Trampler is out of bounds. Going to be a throw-in for Lincoln. And I had the camera pointed down so you didn't get to see much of that. Sorry about that. Let's see. Zahn has the ball. Zahn has it over to Unsworth. Unsworth to Alderman. Alderman to Trampler. Trampler to Unsworth. Unsworth controls on the far sidelines and runs it out of bounds. Throw in for Lincoln. Headed away. That's the handball by Unsworth that goes uncalled. Zahn steps up. No one's covering for Zahn. Zahn has Alderman. Nicely done by Zahn. Andrade fires it off a Lincoln player to serve another corner kick. We've got subs coming in. So that is Jackson Haymart is in. This is coming in. Oh, off the goalie, off the defender, off the goalie, and gonna be another corner kick. So I got Haymart in on the wing for I don't know, I'll call you in a minute. So this is gonna be Minnick. This is Unsworth over the ball. Minnick's got short if he wants it. No, this should go in. Oh, they're gonna play it short anyway. This goes to Unsworth, nicely done by Minnick. Sends in and buried by Flick, or buried by whoever's got the orange shoes on. Again, not a lot of contrast on the numbers, and I don't know who that is. Oh, it's Zhang, Eric Zhang. That could be a goal by Zhang. That would be wonderful. The senior coming in for some playing time. Alpern leaves, Alderman leaves. I'll set the lineup for you in a moment. Let's hope that one went to Zhang. That would be just fantastic. All right, I'll try and call the, I'll try and set the lineup for you here. Lincoln just spills this one unforced out of bounds. So that's Haymart, and that's Eliason. Zahn is still in. So Zahn with the ball to Unsworth, that's over to Leclue. You got Racinto in goal, back line of Leclue, Zahn, and Eliason. Zahn's gone the whole way. Zahn might be there because Botford Rhodes is not dressed today. Charlie Lacey on the run here. Holds it up, nicely done. So we've got another corner kick. So this is going to be Unsworth over the corner. Eliason's coming to the back post. You've got Flick. Stoodle's still in. Minnick is still in. Unsworth. So this is going to be, I don't know who's serving this ball. Lacey? Maybe Lacey? No, Lacey's in the mid, so this may be Unsworth's service. Said 29-15. This is, oh my. Eliason had a one-timer that would have been gorgeous and just doesn't get a lot of it. That was a beautiful service in. So Stoodle's up top, Minnick's up top, Flick, Unsworth, and Lacey are the mids. And you've got Zhang and Haymart. That's out of bounds. He just runs it out of bounds. On the wings with Eliason, Zahn, and Leclue up top. Leclue, I believe, has gone the whole way as well. Eliason on the throw-in, serves it to Lincoln, headed away by Haymart, stolen. This is to Flick. Flick needs to take that shot, needs to take the shot, doesn't, looks to serve all the way over to Lacey, behind Lacey and out of bounds. So it is Stoodle and Minnick up top with Unsworth, Flick, and Lacey in the middle. Zhang and Haymart on the wings, and Eliason, Zahn, and Leclue on the back line. Racinto in goal, and Zahn is dancing around on the back line nicely to break the pressure and serves forward to Zhang. Lincoln on the throw-in at 27-40. 5-0 Skyline. And Eliason comes up. It's nice to see that Alpern was back in after taking that heavy foul on. Can't say it was it was certainly aggressive. It was just late and sloppy. Oh dear. And this one's going to be another corner kick. And we've got Stoodle coming out. And it's going to be Lucella and Bauer in. Minnick is probably out as well. And I'm not exactly sure who's this. I'll help you with the service there in a minute. This one comes in again on the back post, headed away by Lincoln. Those are some beautiful service. And that was Lacey on the service. Charlie Lacey, we've missed, who's been in concussion protocol. So Zahn is going to come over to take the throw, and Eliason moves to center back. Alpern is on the bench, but not appearing to be injured. He's going to be sore, that's for sure. You got Bauer and Lucella up top. Zahn on the throw, and this goes to Flick. Flick loses it to Lincoln, gains it back. Nicely done by Flick to pull it in. And was looking for an out of bounds, and this is going to be a goal kick over the end line. Lacey, Unsworth, and Flick in the mid. Bauer and Lucella up top. Wings are Zhang and Haymart. Backs are Leclue, Zahn, and Elias and Recinto in goal. And this is Unsworth on the ball. This is to Zhang. Zhang can take the shot. Looks to serve sideline, pulls it up, has Leclue, sends it a little bit heavy pressure to Leclue. Leclue runs it down to Zahn. Zahn, nicely done to Eliason. And you're going to want to watch number 5 here on Lincoln, who has run into about 4 different players heavily for fouls, but no card. And Haymart turns it in nicely. Lucella pulls it up and sends Zhang. Zhang has the shot from the 15 if he wants it. Sends it back to Lucella. Lucella back to Zhang. Zhang turns it over to Lincoln, and Lincoln is away. And just stolen by Unsworth. Unsworth just set up as a pylon, and Lincoln ran right into him, and Unsworth steals and is away. Unsworth to Lacey, nicely done. Lacey through the box, no foul. I don't think it was a foul either. It looked like all ball and then body. And they're gonna send this one. I'm gonna see, this is to Recinto. Recinto away. And Lincoln looks dangerous again. Do they spill? They look for play. And look at this. And Haymart, this is Recinto. Nice save by Recinto. So I'm going to call that at 24 minutes the first shot by Lincoln. First time that they've had possession deep in the Skyline territory. And they did a really nice job of breaking down the Skyline defense. And that's a foul. So give that to Lincoln. They got a nice breakdown on the Skyline back line and serves a nice shot that Recinto saves nicely. And this is Unsworth serving this one in. Haymart, that runs by Haymart, picked up, Unsworth steps up, tough this to Flick, Flick to Haymart. Haymart's got the shot if he wants it. Should take the shot, does not take the shot. Turns back to Flick. Flick tries to send it back to Haymart, sends it right into Lincoln and turns it over. This is stolen back by Eliason. Eliason pulls back and finds Zahn. Zahn to Eliason. Eliason back to Zahn. And this goes to Leclue. So Flick is coming out, and Mickey is gone in the mids, and Benke is in. And I will again try and set the lineup as Morgan empties the bench. For all those watching, all the grandparents watching, I will try and call out the names as much as I can. This is going to be, oh, that's Unsworth. That was Lucella that feeds Unsworth. Unsworth with a nice run through. Here's the head through ball. And this is gonna be Unsworth. Unsworth looks to control, sends it back in. This is off Mickey. and away by Lincoln. This is going to be brought down by Skifstad. Skifstad. The Benke to Zhang. Nice call by Zhang. This sends it back to Benke. Benke looks to run the line, sends it over to Lincoln. This sends it over to Lacey. Lacey runs it over the end line, and this is going to be a goal kick for Lincoln. Left-footed kick. Brought down by Conan Mickey, who figured that out. Oh, this is going to be out of bounds by Lincoln. Throw in by Elias. Margaret, Charlotte, please get off this line. Thank you. Eliason steals. This a nice touch pass by Bauer to Lukella. Lukella is pressured by Lincoln. Lincoln pushes it out of bounds. It's going to be a throw in by Eliason. Eliason finds Unsworth on the negative play. Unsworth, that's a lot of holding that goes uncalled, as he had jersey arm. Zhang forces a turnover. Nicely done by Zhang. This is Benke. Benke turns it back. This is Skifstad on the wing. I think we got Skifstad on the back line with Zahn. Zahn's gone the whole way. Alpern is out. Botched Rhodes is in street clothes. So it's Skifstad, Zahn, and Eliason. The wings are Zhang and Haymart. Mids are Mickey, Unsworth, and Benke. And the forwards are Lukella and Bauer. So we've got the center ref calling Skyline ball, the AR calling Lincoln ball, and we're going to see, yep, he's going to take the AR call and turns it over to Lincoln. Lincoln on the throw-in. This is Haymart, nicely done on the win. This is Mickey on the run. This is to Eliason. Eliason with a nice service in. That's Mickey. Benke looks to serve in to Bauer. Bauer puts a shot on block. Bauer serves back to Mickey. Mickey serves a nice ball in, saved by the Lincoln goalie and headed back by Lincoln defense. Goalie picks it up and serves out with a left foot punt. It's going to land at midfield, brought down by Unsworth. Lincoln controls nicely across midfield. This is going to be out of bounds. It's going to be a foul. They called advantage. Advantage didn't appear. It's going to be a foul, and Lincoln takes the kick. That's nicely done. Headed away by Zahn. Zahn comes up farther than anyone else. Zahn's gone all the minutes tonight. Senior on the back line, center back at 18 minutes. So Zahn's the only starter left on the field. Lincoln in and back to Zahn. Zahn clears. Such a nice job by the senior. Lukella looks to serve, brings this one down. Back to Lukella, spilled by Lincoln, spilled off Lukella. Lukella turns it over, and this is to Bauer on the run. This is Unsworth. Unsworth takes it. Unsworth to Benke. Benke puts a shot on, blocked by Lincoln. This is to Unsworth. Unsworth spills it out of bounds. So I believe that I just was texted one of the, an update on the score, but I didn't get it. So If you could text it when I'm trying to read the text as I watch the field and call the game, and it was gone before I could get there. So, Fran, if you could text that one more time, I'd appreciate it. This is stolen by Haymart, and Haymart's on the foul. It's going to be a service from Lincoln. Lincoln from Kellis tries to serve Bauer through. Bauer's on the run. Here it is. Bauer service. So that's Bauer from Lucella, 4 from 15, 4 from 15. All right, the score is 0-0, 27:30 left in the half for Pioneer Saline. Thank you for the Reuters News Service. The line, the desk officer on the feed, Fran Carlson. So that's 6-0 at 16:26. That's Bauer from Lucella, 4 from 5. That's stepped up by Mickey. Mickey steals, serves to Benke. Benke dances through Lincoln, stolen by Lincoln, sends back, stolen by Skifstad. Want to congratulate Skifstad for being named a semifinalist for the National Merit Scholarship. Nicely done, Julian Skifstad. No, we're just getting a report that Pioneer has scored to go up 1-0 with 27 minutes. Want Saline to definitely tie this one up quickly. Again, we'll thank Fran Carlson for giving us some scores. That's going to be stepped up by Walker. Walker's in. This is Mickey. So this is Elias, and Elias is going to play all the way back to Jacinto. Jacinto serves away to Skifstad. Skifstad has it to Walker. So I believe that the bench has now been completely emptied and everyone has played. I will set the lineup for you with Bauer and Lucella up top. Nicely done by Walker. Walker continues to win the ball. Bauer off. Not a foul, definitely not a foul. Bauer wants the foul call and is complaining as opposed to looking for the ball where he would have had the breakaway if he had gotten up. Well, that'll be a lesson. Bauer serves back to Skifstad. Skifstad serves in, stolen by Lincoln, down, and done, stolen by Zhang nicely. Zhang sends it back. And this is gonna run out of bounds. It's gonna be a throw-in for Skyline. I did get another text in that I didn't read. I don't know if it was from my mom or from work or from Fran. So let's see. We're gonna thank my mom for watching as well, who watches all these games on live stream. Nice to have her in our attendance. So it's gonna be a throw-in. Back line is Skifstad, Eliason, and Zahn. Zahn, the only starter left on the field, has gone all the way. Jacinto in net. You've got Walker, Benke, and Mickey. No, Walker, Benke, and Mickey at the mids. You've got Zhang and Haymart on the wing, and Lucella and love you too, Mom. Lucella and Bauer up top to finish in the third. 6-0. Last score was Bauer from Lucella, 4 from 5 for the 6th goal. It's going to be a throw-in for Skifstad. Stolen, brought down in the middle by Benke, pushed out of the way by Lincoln. Nice steal. Lincoln serves over, back goes negative, and let's see if Nice turnover, pressure, nice forecheck by Lucella. And this is going to run. This is going to stay in. It's going to be out of bounds. It's going to be a throw in at 12:40 for Lincoln.
Make space, boys. Spread out.
It's a throw in for Lincoln. Nicely done as they find the seam, and Lincoln just unforced error out of bounds. It's going to be Haymart on the throw in. Nope, Haymart gives it to Elias, and Eliason's going to be in the throw in. He's going to find Zahn. Zahn has Skifstad if he wishes to switch, finds Walker in the middle. Walker to Haymart. Haymart spills it out of bounds, and at 12:10, it's going to be a throw in for sure for Lincoln. Stolen nicely by Mickey, who anticipates the throw-in, does spill it out of bounds, but breaks up the play, and we're going to have another throw-in for Lincoln. And this looks like the lineup that Morgan's going to go with through the end of the game. Lucella pressures, forces a turnover. Bauer pressures. Lincoln looking to break down the Skyline defense. They send this one deep. And this one's going to run. Jacinto calls off Zahn. Zan, oh, Walker spills it. Pressures. Zan runs this out of bounds. Lincoln under pressure. Zan gets back nicely. Lincoln runs it over the end line. This will be a goal kick for Jacinto. Zan. Jacinto to Zan. Zan over to Skifstad. Skifstad finds Walker. Walker to Zhang. That's a nice pass chain. Zhang to Benke. Benke's a little slow on the delivery. He now sends it long. That's a nice service. Let's see if Bauer can track this one down. He can. This goes back to Zhang. Zhang serves in. This is bicycle kick by Mickey. Serves it just past the far post. And at 10-12, we're going to have a left-footed goal kick. These have been falling at the 30. See if he builds from the back. And this one falls short at the 26. Zhang steps up to pressure. Benke steals, sends Lucella away. Lucella serves back to Benke, can take the shot. He does. Save and spill by the goalie, who then covers. A nice job by Lucella to follow the shot. So the left-footed punts have done really well. The goal kicks not so much, but the punts are falling beyond the 50. One by Haymart. Heavy pressure by Mickey. Mickey forces a turnover and is away. This is, again, Mickey with control, has Haymart behind. Nice service into the box to Lucella. Lincoln serves away. And now, no sideline balls. The balls at the net are long gone. This one's out of bounds into the stands, and
Keep working, Lincoln.
they're just going to let the clock run here as Elias now has a ball. And we're going to thank Jason Minnick, who chases down the ball from the stands and sends it back in. Lucella serves in to Mickey. Mickey misses. This is Zan. Zan would be great if she takes the shot from the 35, takes the space. Now we've got no one in the center. Nice cover by Ethan Walker to come back. Nice cover by Walker. Walker serves it out of bounds. Zhang doesn't come up, but it looks like a lot of pace from Walker. Too far ahead of Zhang. And at 8 minutes, we're waiting for Lincoln to track down a throw-in ball. And nice read by Walker to intercept that pass. Looks like Walker got the studs up a little bit, and they're going to call a foul. They're going to serve this back to the Lincoln goalie, who's going to punt this one away, and Walker nicely drops back beyond the midfield stripe because he knows where this one's going to land. It looks like a rugby punt out, Australian rules rugby punt out, directional, falls at the 45, who's looking for find his players instead of a 50-50 ball that gets spilled out of bounds, and Skipstad on the throw-in. This is to Skipstad. Skipstad loses control, knocked out of bounds by Lincoln, and at 6:45, Skipstad's going to have the throw-in. Finds Lukella. Lukella has it stolen, and Lincoln runs this one out of bounds. Nope, Skyline runs this out of bounds. We've got 4 coming in for Lincoln. So 5 is back in for Lincoln. Let's hope that he doesn't cause anybody any injury in a 6-0 game with 6 minutes left. There's a throw in for Lincoln, headed away by Walker, headed back in by Lincoln, controlled by Lincoln, stolen by Walker. This is Mickey, who serves Haymart. Haymart serves a nice ball to Bauer on sides. Bauer needed to take that shot, but runs it wide, sends it to Zhang. Zhang serves to Benke. Benke has the ball. This is going to be chased down by Haymart. Haymart in the box, nicely done. Haymart, oh, what a beautiful pass to Mickey. Mickey a little bit behind. This is to Zhang. Nicely done by the Skyline bench, who's in today. And back to Walker, Zhang to Walker. Walker controls, has Eliason, has Zhang, finds Zhang. Zhang finds, this is to Zhang. This is Benke can take the shot, and does. And in, that's Benke. Goal from Benke. With the service was from Bauer. So Benke from Bauer, 14 from 4, and it's 7-0 at 4:50. So we did drop the feed. It did end at 8-0. It was a goal by Benke. And I don't know if anyone's still out there, but we're still looking for the final score or a score update from Skyline, from Celine Pioneer. We're going to say goodbye to you. And if I get the score, I'll try and log back on and let you know. But it's 8-0 here. Skyline over Lincoln. Thank you for watching.